Outrage sparked over a simple series of tweets. The apology tonight from South by Southwest after offending a U.S. Olympian. Trouble with internet trolls, the painful attacks that have become commonplace online.
Rape threats, death threats, things that actually affect their life and their livelihood.
The movement right here in Austin to put an end to the harassment. And the presidential campaign trail gets physical. Tonight, ongoing protests after fights break out at a Trump rally. Tonight, South by Southwest is apologizing after a volunteer apparently tried to get a panelist to remove her hijab. U.S. Olympic fencer Ibtihaj Mohammed tweeted out today she was asked to remove her hijab for her badge photo. She then tweeted the volunteer still insisted even after she told him it was for religious reasons. A spokesperson for South by released this statement saying it is not our policy that a hijab or any religious head covering be removed in order to pick up a South by Southwest badge. This was one volunteer who made an insensitive request, and that person has been removed for the duration of the event. We're embarrassed by this and have apologized to Ibtihaj in person and sincerely regret this incident. For the first time ever, South by Southwest dedicated an entire day to the issue of online harassment. It is a growing problem the tech community is now working to fight. KITV's Nadia Galindo tells us what kind of solutions are being considered.
Threats caused
Minutes ago, President Obama arrived back at the White House after spending 2 days in Texas. Friday, Austin Mayor Steve Adler had the opportunity to spend the afternoon with the president, and today he revealed a little bit of what was discussed, from innovation to what makes this town such a creative place.
He loves Austin. You know, he actually told a story that I thought was real interesting. He said that Austin was the last city he was in when he felt totally free.
That the president took a walk along Lady Bird Lake, and soon the president had more than 100 people following him. After that, the mayor says Secret Service stopped letting the president go out on those kinds of walks. Today, the mayor was also touting the city of Austin being a finalist in the U.S. Transportation Department's Smart City Challenge. The winning city will receive $50 million to help address transportation issues using new technology. The city vows to use it to work on transportation in the region and not just within city limits. The city's already using some high-tech methods to control traffic during South by Southwest. You're looking inside the city's Event Operations Center. This monitoring center is not just about transportation, but also about public safety. Several departments are all working together to ensure a smooth and safe South by. Let's look outside right now at 6th Street. Clearly, it's just going to get busier over the next couple of weeks. And so far, today, the weather has been cooperating. Storm Tracker meteorologist Colin Myers tracking the South by forecast.
Yeah, certainly some nice weather out there.
Donald Trump receiving his fair share of backlash tonight after violent scuffles break out at a Chicago rally. Trump's campaign canceled the event more than 30 minutes after it was scheduled to start amid security concerns. Then protesters spilled out into the streets. 5 people were arrested, 2 police officers hurt. Now candidates from both sides are placing the blame on Trump, but he has someone else to blame.
Donald Trump has got to be loud and clear and tell his supporters that violence at rallies is not what America is about.
Unlike Donald Trump, I don't ask people in the audience to punch them in the face. I don't ask them to engage in physical violence against the protesters.
Where do these people come from? You know, Bernie was saying Mr. Trump should speak to his crowd. Mr. Trump, you know where they come from? Bernie's crowd. They're Bernie's crowd.
Earlier today, a man tried to rush the stage during a Trump rally in Vandalia, Ohio, outside Dayton. Secret Service officers quickly surrounded the GOP frontrunner. Trump was not harmed. Trump said that he was ready for the intruder, but in his words, it's much easier for the cops to do it. The man has been charged with disorderly conduct and inducing panic. Unrest at a Trump rally only continued as he headed to Missouri. In Kansas City, he spent almost the first 20 minutes of the rally addressing protester after protester. Outside, a large crowd gathered rallying against the event. Back here at home, a train derails in East Austin, spilling its contents down in neighbors' yards. One of those neighbors, Danny Franco, shared these images with us. A few cars came off the tracks just south of the Gus Garcia Young Men's Leadership Academy. Work still underway right now to clean up the spill. No word yet from the railroad operator on what caused this accident. And these pictures were sent to us using Share It. And if you want to see your pics on air, just like Danny's, just send an email to shareit@kitv.com. Heroin overdoses and deaths are spreading across the U.S., with national data tonight showing the epidemic is getting worse. And fighting the deadly addiction is a battle playing out in more homes than ever. As reporter Jennifer Donlin explains, it's a problem you can't throw handcuffs on, as it's quickly become a public health crisis. Is the presidential power to use military force a tool against terrorism or a free pass to attack anyone? One congressman's fight to redesign the executive power.
Texas A&M men's hoops coach Billy Kennedy was a winner before his team even took the floor today.
Since 9/11, the president has had the constitutional power to declare war on terrorism. The authorization for use of military force, or AUMF, was first used by President George W. Bush to take the fight to the enemy. But as national correspondent Jeff Barnes reports, one congressman says the war on terror has changed dramatically, which is why he introduced a bill that redefines just who the enemy is. Colin is with us, and the visitors in town for South by Southwest getting a crash course on how weather changes day to day to day around here.
They really are. Now, next week, it isn't going to change very much. It's going to be, in fact, in the 90s. It's going to feel more like early summer, so a lot of folks are going to learn what it feels like here for 90% of the year.
There you go.
Sunny and warm, and I tell you, beautiful conditions out there right now. And you just saw 6th Street. It's about 10 minutes, and it's still technically winter.
Yeah, I'm fanning myself already here. All right. Adam is here with sports, and this time tomorrow we're going to know who's in and out of the NCAA.
About 24 hours, less than 24 hours away. Up next, we'll take a final look at the bracket projections, where the Longhorns are, where the Aggies are. The Aggies are in the tournament ahead of Graham Dillette. Now, if we get this kind of weather in 2 weeks for the Dell match play that we're going to have this week, all of them are going to move to Austin, too.
We would be very happy to have that kind of weather.
Hey, right now, this week, it's so nice. We don't want to push our luck just yet, knocking on wood here. But 93 on Monday. Look at that, 90 Tuesday. And we're still officially in winter until next week. Don't forget also, guys, we need to set our clocks forward tomorrow morning. Now, our smartphones will do it automatically, but we're going to lose an hour's sleep regardless.
Just remember, spring forward, 1 hour. That's it. We'll be back tomorrow.
Thanks.